taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
So we have a pay-per-view for next weekend too, and surprisingly, this one is a pay-per-view and it's a Crossroads fight at the same time, and it's a real Crossroads fight. It's like at
the crossroads. Here we go. And you gonna get knocked out. See you at the crossroads, and you gonna be knocked out. All right,
this nigga keep singing. Of course, we're talking about Andy Ruiz, former heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Ruiz, and
former Anthony Joshua conqueror.
Nigga, shut up! I didn't say all that. Nigga, you heard what I said. I said former heavyweight champion of the world, nigga.
Yeah, but some people be wanting to know who he beat.
No, they don't need to know goddamn thing, nigga. He was a heavyweight champion of the world, nigga. That's all you need to know. This nigga here. And then heavyweight contender Luis Ortiz. But before we get into that main event, they have three other fights on the main card. And like I said, I'd say out of the two of the three, I've already know I'm not happy about. Well, what else is new, right? Because I'm old man. I'm old man boxing. With this shit.
What are you never? It's hard. You're a hard man to please, Pat. Sometimes, but it's okay.
No, not really. I like it has to make sense to me, because I'm a logical nigga, so it has to make sense to me. So I just saw the opener on the fight is actually one of PBC's few highlight prospects, Jose Valenzuela, facing off against former world champion Jezreel Corrales.
El Laredo. That's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, I had no problems with that fight. I'm like, Corrales isn't faded yet, so he's still formidable, and it's actually in the actual division that the nigga's supposed to fight in. So I have no problem with that. That's a good fight. And I have nothing against it. I mean, you need if that's where you want to put your prospects, that's where you put them.
I wish that Aleem Plania fight was actually on the main card, not closing out the Fox.
What's that?
I wish the Aleem Plania fight was actually on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, you're absolutely right though.
They stay doing that shit.
Yeah, because they want people because I don't know why. Because I think that and the is the Aleem supposed to be on this? I thought it was on the Wilder fight. I thought on the Wilder card.
Aleem Plania? Huh? No, I see it supposedly being on the undercard, on the Fox portion of Ortiz. The Fox paper, the Fox or whatever.
For some reason, I thought it was on the Fox. Well, let me double check real quick. I mean, because that, you're absolutely right, Pilot. You are. So yeah. Honestly, this should be on the pay-per-view, especially in case of a couple of other fights that the next two fights where I'm not a big fan of. And then the other one is coming out of retirement is one Abner Mares. Why he wants to come out of retirement, I don't know. He shouldn't be, because if you ever hear me talk, the one thing I can't stand about boxers, one of the few things I can't stand, is they start risking their eyesight. If you don't need to risk your eyesight, don't do it. And Mares has had issues with detached retinas. In fact, it was one of those things that years ago when me and Pia got tickets to go see Thurman Porter in Connecticut, that was on the card. And then once Thurman had a little accident with the shopping cart and shit like that, that car got split up into different cards, and Mares was supposed to join the Thurman Porter card when it went to New York. But New York is really hard with the whole eye stuff. If you have a detached retina, forget fighting in that state. They don't fuck around with that. It's an anomaly. So they had to move that shit to the West Coast. And Mares, he's had. I mean, you can clearly look at his eyes and see that his eyes are all fucked up. You can absolutely tell. Every single time when he's on the panel or whatever.
It's showtime. Yeah, I'm glad he started wearing glasses because that was too obvious. It was too
his eyes are all misshapen. You can tell that he's been through a lot. So the fact that he still wants to fight after that, you kidding me? Why? Why do you want to
do something else within boxing, man? I know it's hard to say no, man, because boxing is so fucking fun, man. But jeez.
But it's not. But what's not fun is going blind. Like it's just like like I don't understand why he wants to go blind. Because remember there were rumblings before about him facing Tank, which I was like that really shouldn't be. That should never do that. That's why it should never come about. So I mean, he's facing Miguel Flores, and Miguel Flores is a softer touch, but I'm just hoping that maybe Flores can beat him enough to make sure, because Flores isn't a big puncher. But you want to hope that maybe he can just give him a little bit of a beam to make sure it's like, okay, look, this shit is not for me anymore. Before someone else who is a harder puncher, gets Mars out of there. I mean, Mars has only been stopped once, so it's like, but a 36-year-old with history of detached retinas, that's not a good thing. That's not smart, and it shouldn't be. And if you want to put it shouldn't be on the main card, like Pilot said, Mike Plania and Aleem should be in that spot.
Oh yeah, that's a good ass fight.
Yeah, that's a good fucking fight. Like you can put that on the prelims with that, and with Charles Martin, who's also on there too. That's where that Mars fight needs to be, not on the main card. Like it shouldn't be. And then we have Isaac Cruz. Let's put it this way. I'll give Isaac his props for going the distance with Tank and performing well, but his matchmaking after that fight has just been making me just like what am I supposed to be impressed about? I can't even tell you how much I go back and forth with a lot of apologists about who Cruz faces.
I mean, he making the best out of his moment. But hold on, we gotta salute the gang out here. I see Jew. Nanango, shoutouts was good. Android 1983, what it do? Yeah, that prospect showcase. So yeah, man, we call them Zobber festivals. It's a celebration of fades, but with prospects.
Right, and then
shout out to ITR Boxing, Lukey.
Salute Lukey, and then Rome Top 5 Dead or Alive. Free AB.
gang, I know the mental health.
Well, AB needs to free himself first. Shit.
Yeah, freedom hands.
Yeah,
he gonna beat Omar. I know he punching the air like Trey right now, but damn.
Yeah, man. AB let Lepidus take his work. Like that was the fight he could have easily put himself back on the map with, let niggas know that that band camp or whatever the fuck that he likes to do is back, but he let nigga take his work, and it is what it is now.
I know Issa Cruz like number 6 in the ring and in the ring rankings, and also like on high-end sanctioning bodies, so I can see why they're kind of not coddling him, but kind of like treating him like he's a top asset for them. PBC.
Well, I mean that window is starting to close, and it's closing because Showtime is not gonna. Showtime, I'm pretty sure, is not gonna forget this nigga within the week, within a couple weeks of the fight, talking about he can't fight. Like that's a big no.
Oh yeah.
Because that whole card suffered because of that. And this was in this nigga's LB's town. The arena was empty. Even though the action was good, but
it was a great card, but him not showing up, and it's and it fucked it up because the prices were priced at a Broner rate. So you sell tickets for a Broner fight at a Broner rate, Broner's not there. It's people it's there's a whole group of people not going now because the tickets are on some Broner price and there's no Broner. So why are people gonna pay the same price?
Right.
See, and that's what fucked it up actually.
Yeah, and it's a shame too, because like I said, and
they were better off selling it on some regular shit. And if Broner would have made it, it would have been a bonus.
Right, but I mean, that whole card. Okay, yeah, because they didn't even have time to even paper it too, to make sure that there's actually people in that place. So it didn't come off good on the TVC and all those empty seats, and then the ratings itself on the Showtime actually suffered because of it too. Because even though the action was good, it was really good, but it was it was just an unfortunate situation that happened. Back to the card. Yeah, Isaac Cruz is facing none other than Eduardo Ramirez. And I respect Ramirez, but Ramirez is a super featherweight. Like, that's his division. So, first thing, it was the Gamboa fight, which I didn't like at all. I didn't care that he knocked him out or highlighted him. It didn't matter because Gamboa hasn't won a fight in a minute. So, and Ramirez, who should be moving within 130, shouldn't be brought up to 135 to face Isaac Cruz because the matchmakers can't make the type of fights he needs to make. Like, there's a Rivera fight waiting. I mean, they got put Rivera there. He's not doing nothing. Like,
I feel like they're hiding Rivera because he's low-key kind of a spoiler. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they've been kind of hiding him for a minute.
I mean, you could honestly say that they're keeping both Pitbull and Muhammad Rivera as keeping them fresh because you got potential tank fights there. The rematch with Pitbull, and then of course with Rivera, the tank
Rivera, or Puello, but yeah.
To match them up together, then see whoever wins out of Cruz Rivera gets the tank fight, and I wouldn't mind that if you had a tank fight and that's the co-main. Like, they gotta learn how to start building up the ops, yo. Like, yeah,
because like I said before, I mean, it's not just
top rank does a better job of that.
Yeah, because we all know the PBC 135, like 135 as a whole is a talented division, and PBC has a couple of 135 prospects, but you're not gonna impress me when Tank is facing fucking Rolly or Cruz is facing a super feather. Like, no, like, you gotta match these cats up right for me to care about who they're fighting. Like, it's in the case some of them it's overdue. Like, Cruz shouldn't be fighting no damn Ramirez. Like, that's not the fight.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm like this is bullshit. Like, what are they waiting for? Like, if the dude can go 12 rounds with Tank without getting rocked over the place or not knocked out, like, yeah, match him tough. See what he has. Like, stop this pussyfooting. Like, and Ramirez is a good fighter, but he's not a lightweight. He wasn't fighting at lightweight. So that's why I'm just like that's just a whole waste of both.
Tired of that shit, like, man.
And it's just like so it's like the undercard. Like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure this gonna be it'll be probably entertaining, but it's just like, with the exception of one fight on there, it's just like it just seems like what fights like one doesn't belong, the other one just shouldn't happen. You find better opponents, so it's just like, and now if this was a regular Showtime card, I'd be like, oh, okay. Sure, maybe, fine, okay, this is like a, not paying extra but you're paying, but we're obviously, if you're watching the pay-per-view, probably what, $74.99 or some shit for this, $74.79. It's gonna be somewhere around that price.
Pass.
Yeah, and the fun and that's the thing is like, because the main event itself, I like the main event fight because it has stakes, it has real stakes online.
I can eat a fucking real steak right now, my nigga.
Yo, facts. I need a bloody steak for me though. I have to keep it real.
Nah, chill out here, goddamn Patasaurus Rex.
Nigga, I'm a warrior, bro. That's why you gotta eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, share that motherfucker with your boy Anthony then, nigga. All this.
Nigga, shut
I'm a warrior.
Oh shit, no. But Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, although they're both coming off wins, they're not coming off their best performance, especially Ortiz. Like,
Ortiz is coming off his biggest win, though. Not his best, his worst performance, biggest win.
Yeah, that's actually a best way to put it, because I mean, obviously with Luis Ortiz, I mean, at one time Luis Ortiz was one of boxing's biggest boogeyman, and depending on who you talk about, he still is a boogeyman. But starting, obviously with his big age of like 46 or 47, somewhere around there, like you could tell that he's been declining for the last 4 years or so, starting from, when he finally lost to 0 to Deontay Wilder in the first fight, and then you can see that he was going to go downhill a little bit. It was slow. I think it was the Travis Kaufman fight that I was like, wait a minute, like, dude is taking took all of 10 rounds to try to get rid of him, and he got a mercy stoppage. And so I'm like, and I'm like, okay, is Kaufman just tougher? And then after that, he fights Christian Hammer, and that's like the one fight that no one likes to bring up, because Ortiz was getting hands put on him like badly, like bleeding and all that type of shit. But for whatever reason, they act like that fight never exists, for him. And then of course he gets knocked out by Wilder again, and then he has the farce where the dude threw the fight in one of the worst cards I've ever seen on Fox. Like Fox was really wild in putting that trash on there. And then we have the Charles Martin fight, and Charles Martin, although yes, heavyweights can knock out any heavyweight at a given time, but we all think that Ortiz is a much better boxer than Charles Martin. Clearly, Martin didn't get the memo on that because Martin was putting a whooping on him.
Facts.
Yeah, like dropped him twice, dropped him with a jab. Like dude's legs were Bambi status.
I forgot he dropped him twice. I remember him dropping them, but damn, twice.
Yeah, it was like first one. It was in the first round, and afterwards, dude hit him with an Ike Cortez jab, and this nigga's legs went jelly.
Yeah, his legs looked like that of his 45-year-old age.
Yeah, it's like like dude looked shy. Like, but Martin looked like, he was probably close to putting him away, like legitimately, which would have been a real shitstorm, and it's like, but then what Martin did though, and I think some of us called it out as we were watching the fight, was his jab was too lazy, and doesn't matter if they're both southpaws, the southpaws can still counter over someone's lazy southpaw jab, and that's what happened. Dude got hit with that and started zombie walking like he just took a big hit of crack or some shit like that. And then, got tangled up in the ropes like Andre the Giant used to do after getting a block from like Ultimate Warrior or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the fight was, once he he got stopped shortly after. But then it's just like, damn, like Ortiz probably got his best, like LBJ got his best career victory, ever. But he looked mid as fuck. Like he looked terrible. Not even mid. He looked terrible. And then you have Andy Ruiz, who was just one fight removed away from being champion, and he gets dropped by Chris Arreola. I did not see that shit coming. Like Arreola, like hit him with a damn near like a sucker shot to the top of the fucking head, and dude took a knee. He hit him with one of them little nigga shots. It's like, bitch, you gotta hit me with this jab. Here, take the shot to the top of your head. And then he was getting rocked over the ring though, but Ruiz was able to to after that like box him up. But it was one of those fights though where clearly someone's ass wasn't whooped enough because Arreola got on the mic and started talking his shit. Like he was furious, which means he wasn't hurt enough. Like his brain was still was clear.
Yeah, you didn't retire him like people expected you to. You didn't. You won, but it wasn't the former heavyweight champion type of win that we thought you would pull off.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at absolute that should have been a knockout. I don't know what the fuck happened, but Arreola came in shape, in really good shape, and he was the one that scored the knockdown. And like the judges didn't really give him no love, so he had to speak his mind about the situation. And I'm like, if my opponent has enough brain power to do that, that means I didn't whoop him enough, and that was the feeling that I got. I was just like, and
he was lucky to get through that fight. Like,
yeah, he was.
But
so
it's like those old times when like a wrestler would beat up his opponent and then get out and he'd cut a promo, and the wrestler that he just beat up got up. Like, nigga, why you cut the promo on him when like you didn't even knock him fully out? Like this nigga got up and talking to him standing up. Nah, nigga, go in there and fucking knock him down again.
It's not even a promo though, boy. It turns into like a rematch type of promo now.
Right.
Because the nigga's like right there, like hold on, like I'm not knocked out, right? Like I mean, you won, but obviously I could fight your ass right now. Like you good? Like,
right. It just was not good luck to see a former heavyweight champion just not even only a fight removed from being champion, just struggling like that. Like and I'm high on Ruiz, but the one thing I've always said about him is his condition has always held him back to a degree.
So who you picking then? Like the way you sounded, like are we gonna get another one where the four of us is split? And then we end up with a PBC draw and not a top rank draw. Like,
well, basically, if I had to base off because like I said, Ruiz after he got knocked down, wasn't really shaky no more. He was just he just wasn't as aggressive, but he still boxed.
The boxing was shaky.
He still boxed his way to a win. Whereas Ortiz never looked comfortable against Charles Martin until he zombie walked him. I'm gonna go for Ruiz. Ruiz winning this fight. It blew me.
Wow, I'm surprised because y'all are these Cuban boxers.
I want to say knockout, but I think he's gonna win it by decision. Because Ruiz kind of let me down when I said he would knock out Chris Earl, and he should have. But then he went to decision. But I do think Ruiz probably has a little bit more in his take than Ortiz does, and he'll probably win a decision, unanimous decision.
Ruiz gonna knock him out, spark him out. Be like 8th round.
Well, that's a tough prediction. Yeah.
It's a real prediction. Like Ortiz getting sparked. Like he cool. Like if this was Ruiz versus Sanchez, then yeah, it's a different fight. Different, you know what I mean? But Ruiz versus Ortiz, the battle of the Z's. Somebody's gonna catch some Z's. So just the faster hands, everything, like,
And I guess you're probably basing it off how bad Ortiz looked in his last fight.
They both looked bad. They last fight. That's the thing. Like, neither looked good. Both looked like they underperformed against people that was made for them to look good on. Like,
yes, sir.
It's one thing to not look great in your showcase fight. It's another thing for them showcase fights to be dropping you and putting hands on you.
Right. Yeah.
Like Ruiz isn't supposed to lose 4 rounds to Areola in 2021.
Right.
And get dropped in one of those rounds too. Nah. So even then, it's just, I think Ruiz, he boxes just as good as Ortiz. If he get that good front step out with that double jab, and he could just close distance and be in the range of Ortiz, then it's gonna be a problem. I don't see Ortiz able to use the ring like that. It's not gonna be Joshua in damn Saudi Arabia or nothing.
Nigga, do you have to bring that Joshua? Joshua's chilling right now, nigga. Don't have to.
I'm just saying, like,
use a different example, niggas. Stop saying Joshua.
It's the most recent one because it's a Ruiz fight. Like, what you want me to do? Like,
nigga, you banned from using Joshua, nigga.
Nah, nigga, hold on. What the fuck?
I'm tired of you. You brought up Joshua at least 2011 times, nigga. Nah, nigga, I'm tired of you, nigga. No, stop. You banned from using.
Nah, I'm still at the bodega all day, my nigga. You know what it do. Like,
y'all go. Look at this shit doesn't have a mute function, nigga. Every single time you say Joshua.
All I'm saying is Ortiz. I don't expect Ortiz to implement that strategy that another former heavyweight champion used to beat Ruiz. That's all I'm saying.
That still sounds slick, nigga. I felt surprised from that comment, my nigga. You talking awfully slick right now, my nigga.
I'm just saying, like, I don't expect Ortiz at the later developed age and stature in the sport to be able to move around like that. He couldn't do it against Charles Martin. I don't see him doing it against Ruiz. Yeah, Ruiz, and I don't even and Ruiz is one of those guys who his condition could be good one moment and trash the other day. So this is really a damn crossroads fight on steroids.
Facts.
Because whoever wins is probably gonna get a Wilder fight or some type of bigger fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't want to see Ortiz Wilder 3.
Yeah, I don't either. Like it shouldn't be like. I mean,
I'm sorry, Al. Like, y'all trying to make that the new Bronco McGart and Winky series for boxing? No, I'm good. I know Rome. He riding for Joshua hard, dog. Like damn, man. Like, dude lost. Like, get over that shit.
Again with the slick comments, my nigga. Yo.
I mean, cause look, that's somebody commented like that though. Like,
and Rome mentioned because Rome will be an old apple polishing ass nigga. Like, he knew what he was saying. Like, this nigga didn't hear nothing but Joshua in there. So he's because
he's just grabbed it.
Just being an enabling ass nigga, man. Yo, Pete,
right, so
man,
what y'all niggas think,
bro? Pete, what's your thought on this fight?
I mean, I definitely think Ruiz is winning this. I'm just going back and forth between a UD or a late knockout. I just feel like
There you go.
I just feel like Ortiz is done. His age has gotten up to him, and even like let's keep it real. Even if Ortiz wasn't old, Ruiz still has a style that would still trouble Ortiz, even if Ortiz was quote unquote prime. Like the Ortiz of 5-6 years ago would still have issues with Ruiz just because of the style he presents, the fast hands, combinations. Ruiz is better on the inside than Ortiz. The chin. So like outside of a sharp left from Ortiz that like on some one hitter quitter shit, I just don't see him beating Ruiz at this point.
Right.
So I think Ruiz might have some shaky moments because Ruiz always has those lapses, as we saw in his last fight. But as long as he doesn't have like a really bad lapse, I don't see him having much issue with here. So he'll definitely win like on the cards, but I think I'm gonna go with an 11th round stoppage.
Oh damn!
I think it's gonna be accumulation, and by the end of it, down goes Ortiz. So
Ortiz's stamina gonna be done before that, bro.
But I mean, I only picked 11 because I feel like Ruiz Ruiz could outbox him. So I'm saying like it could be a thing where he's just outboxing the shit out of him, and then
And bam,
Ruiz just pulls the trigger. And I didn't pick earlier because Ruiz, like I said, Ruiz probably I'm banking on Ruiz having one or two bad lapses to tap it during that fight. But by that time he'll be settled down and he'll put his foot on the gas 11th round and stop Ortiz. So
interesting prediction. But I can dig it though. I can absolutely dig it though. So I think so. So yeah, I guess there's no split across the board. So, Pilot, what about you?
Yeah, Ruiz gonna win this again. Like I think, like King P said, I don't know if it's gonna be unanimous decision or knockout, but more than likely it might be UD with maybe Ortiz getting dropped. Hell, you never know. Ruiz might get dropped on some flash knockdown shit. But I think Ruiz is gonna win this. He's obviously the younger guy, kind of more at stake for him, and I think he'll pull it off. I'll just say Ruiz by unanimous decision.
There you go. So I guess we're all gonna pick Ruiz because now obviously if Ruiz gets knocked down by Ortiz again and starts having these lapses, then I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Because every single time that we see, I mean, Ruiz is not shy about putting his montages on there. Like he's forever putting montages on there, and then afterwards he has these whatever pictures that he posts. They're always doctored in some way. They actually say, "Oh, this dude is really losing weight. He's in the gym." But then when he come to the ring, it's like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck happened? Like, why does he look like? Why is he?"
Yeah, that's just like mad corny that he be doing, Like
it's the same pose too. It's like one arm crossed with the thumbs up. It's always something that he puts more. He be working them angles too, like deliberately all the time.
It's like he a fat thought that be damn trying to take the good photos and shit.
Yeah.
Like the angle, like he trying to take the fat angles and shit. Like nigga, like just train harder. God damn.
Yeah, and it's always again. Sometimes the pictures come out funny. Like they'll do it to the point where this nigga has like a big upper body, but dude has like these skinny anorexic legs and shit. Like even legs skinnier than Wilder. Like
hire better Photoshop niggas.
Yeah.
Hold on, this dude's Ortiz by 8th round stoppage.
Yeah, because like I say, there's some things you can't hide because Ruiz has a big fucking head, and weight, like that head doesn't ever change. Like it's like you can do all the Photoshop you want, but you can't. That head, head always lets you know that if a nigga's really losing weight or not.
Wait, Rome thinks that Ortiz is gonna win? Wow.
Man, that's a Hail Mary. Man, he picked the 8th round too. Boy, when the 8th round coming, you see Ruiz beat his ass and stop him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but that go the other way. I'm gonna have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if Rome actually hits that, I'll be like, well, this nigga Clay saw something that we didn't see.
Yeah.
Either that, or he was impressed by how he was boxing up Wilder before he got knocked out. Yeah,
That's still Wilder's best win, man.
absolutely. Even though the Wilder stands don't like that when it's mentioned, you know. But it's not. It was like, hey, like if you could point a better win on this nigga's record like that, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, without you hemming and hawing, or you trying to use another angle to hide your lack of boxing knowledge, which is a popular trick to they want thing to use. So it's like Ortiz, and unless Ortiz wins a title, that's just the way it's gonna have to be. It's real. Like
yep.
I mean, history won't be too kind if Wilder ends his career like that.
You said Ruiz is a lucky journey, man. God damn.
No, because Ruiz but
hold on, wait. He was lucky in the sense that he got that JOSHUA fight.
Nigga. Well, yeah, he was on the luckily he managed to get that fight, and it was lucky for him because the nigga was actually active, so he was actually in fighting shape, so he didn't have time to go eat his candy. And
but did he do that afterwards?
Yeah, right.
That nigga turned into Guy Fieri. He went across the country eating.
Yeah, that all of a sudden, dude is sporting change. This dude has sporting like big dookie rope chains and gold over the place, eating sushi off naked bitches and parties like that. And that's not even cap. That's really what happened. Like dude was wilding. Like after he got the title and the big payday,
And Robles, took the blame.
Yeah, and this was not Robles all. It was basically like Ruiz was like, I want to have some fun, like so like naked bitches and gold chains, like what?
And then fire your trainer when you look like shit in the rematch, and you had a whole 6 months to prepare for that bitch.
Right, yeah, exactly. He put up more of a fuss about having to go to Saudi Arabia than actually training. Like,
yeah, like, dude, how you fight arguments harder than real fights? Like,
yeah, Ruiz. But Ruiz, though, I wouldn't call him lucky. I mean, Ruiz has always been a talent. His biggest thing is his weight. Ortiz's problem was because he popped dirty at inadvertent times. He's popped dirty twice in his career. And so it's like between that and the fact, the WWE kind of fucked him over when he was when he had the interim belt, and technically he should have been made actual heavyweight champion, but they put that shit on the line with Vlad and Joshua, and we saw that happen there, and then Joshua, Ruiz, but then the boogeyman shit with him died when he didn't take the offer that Ruiz did. That's the problem. Like Ortiz was offered $8 million. They were all offered $8 million to step in after the OG Big Baby popped dirty, and he didn't take it.
I'll fight Joshua for damn $8 million, nigga. Shit.
Yeah, that's what him and Kalnacki, like they were all offered their career best purse, but Ruiz was the one who took it. And
from what I heard, I remember hearing that like Ortiz I actually didn't know about it. I think his manager did that like not on his behalf, and Ruiz was pissed when Ortiz was pissed when he found out about it. They never ran it by him. He said he would have taken the fight if he had known about it.
Oh, manager getting fired then.
Yeah,
because I think that they did it because they wanted to keep his manager. The
Wilder fight.
Yeah, for the Wilder fight. So. Yeah, he didn't know about that. So once I found out about that, I don't put the blame on Ortiz because
that's a different look. Then that's your manager fucking up.
Well, Kanaki still, still gets a full blame because he knew about that shit. But either way, I still can't call him a boogeyman no more because it's like, your stablemate stepped in and won the title. It's like it is what it is.
That's when we started hearing about the team boxing and shit, and
Well,
we on the same team. Like we could make a fight, Wilder Ruiz.
Yeah.
Like just go ahead and just make boxing a team sport at this point. Like
Exactly.
You know what? Like Sonny Edwards got a good idea with that. Like pair up a pro boxer with one of these YouTube niggas, and y'all need to start making like teams or some shit. Like I'll watch a card like that.
Capcom shit.
Dude, think about it. Okay, look at this. All right, say you have, let me get what's a decent boxer. Chad Dawson. Now you find some type of influencer in that region, whatever, who got a little following, and say he wants to set a fight with someone else who's a follower, whatever, who's an influencer or whatever. That person, he links up with another fighter like a Chad Dawson, like say just for shits and giggles, fucking Tavares Cloud, motherfucker, like.
Right.
Now you got the real exhibition fight, Cloud Dawson, and now you got the two YouTubers or whoever the fuck training with him and creating content while training for that fight, and then y'all do shit like that. Y'all do the cross promotion. Y'all put those together, and I feel like you could scale it to the point where, say it like. If like a celebrity teams up with Floyd, you know that's gonna be crazy. It's just like if you have a celebrity team up with Sugar Ray Leonard or somebody or whoever the fuck, De La Hoya, any of them. And I think if you just start having these pair ups, you get boxing, you get the boxing fans, and you get the fucking the casuals. And then you start building like real events, and you get a goddamn real fucking fights, and you put them together. Like honestly, there's a way you could do that, man, because the niggas love this team shit.
Yeah, but of course, I would say, a couple of barriers. Probably the more important barrier is the ego between the boxer and the YouTuber. Someone has to understand if they're gonna do that. I mean, they have to understand there's a goal that could benefit both of them, rather than just the boxer being able to flex over the YouTuber or the
YouTuber trying to flex the whole brand.
Yeah,
popularity over the boxer. Like y'all gotta come together and see, and that shit could be fire. Like shit, I nominate myself. What do you motherfuckers got hands? Y'all wanna link up? We could do that. but yeah, like I think it's on to some. I'd rather see some new different shit like that than to see fucking Ortiz, Ruiz pay-per-views that are really just glorified PBC Fox fights. Yeah,
this should be actual Fox cards you see on free TV. Like that. So that's what it should be. But these pay-per-views are getting out of hand. Like there's no breathing room.
No breathing room, and it's the same type of mid-ass fights. Like it's like people gonna have to start doing something completely different and creative with the pay-per-views. Like,
right.
Like it's just gonna have to. Like I'm not saying leaning all over to the YouTubers. I'm not saying like there's something y'all could do. Like
right, because this whole thing with pay-per-view is like pay-per-views are supposed to you're supposed to build something on the pay-per-view. You're supposed to build a star, not build and
probably, why the casuals get the YouTube fights they want and they'll pack up a stadium, but then the hardcore regular boxing fans, we don't get the fights we want and we semi pack up an arena.
And also too with the whole pay-per-view stuff, because I mean, I think part of it is because the whole shit was first of all, I don't know, Luis Ortiz is not a pay-per-view fighter. Like none of his fights, like if you want to market the Wilder fight as a pay-per-view, so be it. But but Ortiz versus Charles Martin was sure not. I don't care how much they lowered the price on that shit. It's not a pay-per-view. Like doesn't matter. I could afford it, but no, And then Ruiz is not gonna do it. And then Ruiz, unfortunately, the byproduct of him becoming heavyweight champion was he became champion when DAZN was, spending money freely. So dude got like 25 million for those two fights. Like, dude earned more in those two fights than he has in his whole career, probably double. So it's like, and then pretty much like that. So PBC now it's like, God damn it. No, so now we have to pay him. So yeah, this is the reason why they're doing this shit. Like that's another reason for Andy Ruiz. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like you cats don't even have a title to your name. Like it's not even a title fight. It's just a regular ass crossroads fight between someone who's shaky and the other one who's trying to get his footing back, to be an actual elite heavy. So it's like, what is he doing? Like, you need to this is where the PBC needs to really needs to do the pay-per-view smartly. And it's not just pay-per-view; it's not PBC that has this issue too, because DAZN, I don't believe in the DAZN pay-per-view concept either. Especially if you've been paying before at $9.99 or now $19.99 or like a month like I've been doing. So it's like nah, like you gotta stop all this pay-per-view, like breathing room, bro. Like, you gotta breathe, like you space them shits out and really build them. But hey, I guess I'm not a promoter, so what the fuck do I know? I'm just a consumer of boxing. That has an opinion that's mostly shared by a lot of different people. But it's on, and also, I mean, it's on a Sunday too. So that's actually, it's on the last. I believe it's on the last Sunday before football season starts. So I guess this. Oh, let's we might as well go with a bang, before football takes over on Sunday. So it is what it is. I don't mind. I have no problem with Sunday cards. And sometimes you gotta break up the monotony. You know what I'm saying? Friday cards, Monday cards, Sunday cards, it's all the same to me. As long as the boxing is there, so it's all good. Man, these damn pay-per-views.
Next.
Yeah, so